Hey everyone, this is Laura Gadenik with Laura Gadenik Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of August 8th through the 21st, 2022. So today, Monday the 8th, we have Venus in Cancer making an opposition to Pluto in Capricorn. And it's likely you will have felt this for the last few days, possibly in conjunction there at the same time that Venus was making a trine to Neptune. So what I'm about to bring up, you might have already been navigating, and you might even feel it into Tuesday and Wednesday. So Venus is a planet about love, relationships, connection, beauty, pleasure, women. And Pluto is about what's beneath the surface, what has been hiding away. Pluto is about power dynamics and justice. And so with Venus making this opposition to Pluto, it might be that there's a moment of truth in relationships, or a moment of deep honesty in relationships, like in love relationships or possibly in familial relationships. Venus is in the sign of Cancer, a sign about family. Could also just have to do with other women, Venus representing women in general. There might be a cathartic release in relationships, or intense connection or attraction, sexual attraction. You might be uncovering something with regards to femininity or the feminine, something in regards to women, your own sense of beauty and attraction or attractiveness, maybe like who you're attracted to and why. There's just a sense of getting to the bottom of something or uncovering something with regards to beauty, love, connection, women, etc. So that's Monday the 8th. Thursday the 11th, we have the Sun in Leo making a square to Uranus. So this might feel a bit chaotic. Uranus is a planet about disruptions, unexpected changes. It's also a planet about innovation, revelation, revolution. And the Sun often represents us, right? Like our conscious awareness, but also leaders, people who are in charge. So there might be something more like out in the external world regarding leaders or bosses or supervisors, people who are in charge. It might be some sort of like unexpected change or toss up, or like going in a reverse direction. Also, the Sun representing us and our conscious awareness. This is a day where we might have a desire for something radically different. There might be a sense of boredom in the air for you, and you might just feel like, I need something different. I need a change. And the Sun representing us, and Uranus also representing authenticity and, maybe more radical sides of us, or parts of us that we haven't expressed before. This might be a time where you are wanting to express a new part of you and try something different out. But definitely be ready for the unexpected on Thursday the 11th. On the same day, Venus heads into the sign of Leo. So this is going to be lighting up the Leo part of your chart, which is where the Sun is right now. So once again, Venus, relationships, love, beauty, attraction, etc. And Venus brings sweetness and attraction and gifts and good fortune to this Leo part of your chart, whichever house that is for you. And Venus in Leo is not afraid of attention, is not afraid of giving attention, or especially receiving attention. Leo is a sign that needs to be seen and recognized for the unique self that Leo is, that Leo portrays. So Venus in Leo isn't afraid of taking up space, and neither should you be afraid of taking up space. This might be a time to be really courageous and brave in relationships. Speak your truth. Tell that person that you like them or that you love them. Be open to receiving love. Show generosity to others through gifts and joy and sweetness. So, okay, same day on Thursday the 11th, Mars makes a sextile to Neptune. Mars is how we take action. It's our energy. It's how we do things. Neptune is our dreams, our ideals, our vision. This feels like a moment of working towards a dream, inspired action, really wanting to put your energy towards something idealistic or something that you yearn for. Okay, so Sunday the 14th, things get a little tricky. So the sun makes an opposition to Saturn. Um, this might be echoing some of the same themes from last week when Mercury made the opposition to Saturn. So remember, Saturn is a planet about boundaries, restrictions, limitations, and tests and trials. So things that test us. So this might be a day where you're hearing no, maybe like there's like a boundary put up, maybe you're putting the boundary up or someone else is putting up a boundary that is impacting you. You might be facing some kind of difficult situation. There could be a sense of loneliness on this day, or dealing with something alone, which doesn't have to be the case. Often that's like very psychological and we can always like reach out for help and support. But yeah, Saturn says no. And so this might be a day to rest, to kind of like not give up on the situation, but like come back to it later. And this is going to be highlighting the Leo and Aquarius parts of your chart. So wherever the sun is in Leo, whatever house that is, there might be like a sense of wanting to do something or accomplish something, but then Saturn is saying like, no, or this needs to take longer, or you need to work harder, or it's not quite finished yet, you know, these kinds of ideas. However, on the same day, Mars makes a trine to Pluto, which I feel like helps the situation. Once again, Mars is our energy, how we take action, how we fight and defend and go after something. And Pluto is what's beneath the surface, and Pluto represents power and justice. And this feels like a day of maybe like fighting for something, fighting for justice in some area of life. Maybe it's a totally different part of life than what the Sun-Saturn situation is highlighting. So this might be having to confront something, or there might be like a power struggle that like goes well, or that you're able to like successfully face. And I say that because trines are of the nature of Jupiter. So Mars is making a trine to Pluto. This is a 120-degree aspect between these two planets. And so there's often a sense of ease or opportunity or things going well. This feels like empowerment in another area of life. So while the sun is making this opposition into Saturn and there's like a boundary, like more work need to be done, there's like this other part of your life wherever you have Taurus and Capricorn. Mars is in Taurus right now, Pluto's in Capricorn, where there's empowerment, where there's like maybe a yes to working on something or fighting against something or going after something. So just keeping that in mind. Tuesday the 16th, Mercury makes a trine to Uranus. Mercury is the planet of the mind, of how we communicate. Mercury rules over trade and stocks and exchanges, buying and selling, marketing. And Uranus is a planet, once again, of revelation, revolution, and innovation. So this feels like, you know, a really good day for new insights, new ideas, an innovation to something, solutions, problem solving in a new way. Mercury is already very strong in the sign of Virgo, where there's this ability to sift and sort through the chaos and get to the nitty gritty, get to the details, and kind of like, you know, get rid of all the excess. So Mercury's already very empowered, and with this trine to Uranus, there's something around being able to think about something in a new way, having like a totally new perspective. This is very helpful. So Thursday the 18th, we have a really, really nice aspect. We have Venus in Leo making a trine to Jupiter in Aries. These are the two benefics in astrology, Venus and Jupiter. They bring good fortune, joy, abundance, connection, love. And once again, trines are of the nature of Jupiter. So opportunity, ease. This is a day of celebration, of joy, of fun, of connection, generosity, love, adventure. And this is going to be connecting the Leo and Aries parts of your chart. So whichever houses that have Leo and Aries on the cusp. So really good day to like plan a party or a celebration, or to like plan something fun on this day. Like don't do like work if you can help it, or like if you have work, do something fun in the evening that's filled with connection and joy, and like maybe a little bit of adventure and sweetness. The only thing with whenever the benefics come into aspect with each other is there is a possibility of like overindulgence and whatever that means for you. And sometimes it's like really fun to overindulge. And like, I like my philosophy is, like everything in moderation, even moderation. So sometimes you just have to like, you know, do a bit extra, like indulge. So that's the day to do it. Okay, Saturday the 20th, Mars heads into Gemini. So this is kind of a bigger moment. Mars is going to be retrograding in Gemini. So it's going to enter Gemini and it's going to be in the sign of Gemini until March 26, 2023. That is a very long time for Mars to be in a sign. Normally, Mars is in a sign for about 6 weeks. This is turning into about 6 months, maybe longer. So Mars is going to retrograde in Gemini on October 30th at 25 degrees of Gemini. And it's going to retrograde all the way back to 8 degrees of Gemini, which is the point that it will station direct, meaning it will start moving forwards again, and that will be on January 12th. So from October 30th to January 12th, there's going to be a review of something in your life. It's going to be a review of something that has to do with the part of your chart that contains Gemini, the part of your chart that contains specifically the degrees between 8 to 25 degrees of Gemini. So if you have personal planets or points, especially at those degrees, at 25 or 8 degrees of Gemini, or anywhere in between, this is going to be more impactful for you. There's going to be there's going to be some sort of like review, going back over something, reflecting on, and doing something over again. Usually when planets retrograde, it's like giving us a second chance to like go back over the details and do something over again so that we do it better. So yeah, and it's, you know, Mars is a planet about passion, action, motivation, sex, sexuality, fighting, like what our urges are for, like what we sometimes do instinctively or impulsively. And so this might be about some of those themes, like how we fight, how we anger about something, how we go after something in general. But it's also going to be very much so about whatever house this is for you. So especially if this is your 1st, 7th, 4th, and 10th houses, these are the angles in the birth chart and are especially important. It's going to be, if you have Gemini on either of those house cusps, this is going to be a pretty big thing for you. So yeah, so Mars heads in Gemini on the 20th. Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, I'm a Gemini rising. My Mars is in Gemini, my natal Mars, and Mars is going to retrograde like right on the degree of my rising sign. So, which is where my natal Mars is. So this is like a pretty big. This is going to be big for me. This is going to be huge. So it'll be exciting to see how that is. Okay, so Sunday the 21st, Mercury in Virgo makes an opposition to Neptune in Pisces. Remember, Mercury is very strong in Virgo. Normally, Mercury in Virgo is about clarity, organization, sifting through, getting down to the nitty-gritty, the details. However, Neptune is a planet about dreams, ideals, the vision, the big picture, flow. And it has very opposite significations compared to Mercury. So this might be a day where you're in more of a mental fog or confusion. There might be some miscommunication. You might feel like you need a break from the details or just like need to get into a flow zone. There could be some elements of like deceptiveness or deceitfulness or things being taken from you without your awareness, so be mindful of that, or be aware of that possibility. But yeah, I would say this is a day to, you know, put aside any like detailed tasks that you have to do that you would normally be doing very well with Mercury and Virgo, maybe try not to like schedule your day out too intensively and just kind of go with the flow, and take a mental break on this day. Yeah. And be mindful, like give people grace if there is miscommunication. Like this feels kind of like a Mercury retrograde moment where it's like, oh, I did text you. You didn't get my text? What? Like, you know, kind of like a blip in technology, technological breakdowns perhaps. So good to know about. And that is the astrology for the next couple weeks. Please reach out if you're curious how this astrology will be impacting you. I do personal birth chart readings. So if that interests you, please reach out. Otherwise, I will be back in a couple of weeks for the next astrological reading.